What's going on, everybody? Hello there, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another daily transfer roundup Manchester United news video for you of the daily transfer news of Manchester United, guys. What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining us. Let me know we are coming through loud and clear. We had some microphone issues yesterday, but hopefully it's okay. Let us know you can hear me okay. Jay King, what's good, mate? Jonathan Gallagher, Old Dirty Benjo, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Do us a favour at the start of this stream. Hi, Niall Kane, Honey Badger, Johnny Gallagher. Smash that like button on it. Give it a thumbs up. Share it around there on social media as well. Help us out. Spread the word. Thank you very much. So we're going to get into the latest rundown of the day's news. We're going to do another show tonight, obviously, and give you all the evening's news. But there is quite a lot of news to get into today in regards to players out. A little couple of things in regards to players in, but nothing much. There's quite a lot going on in regards to players out, though. So let's cover it then. Ibsidat, Miz, Charlie, Ronnie, everyone, thank you very much for getting in. Do get involved throughout the show. Get in the chat. Have your say. Get your thoughts and opinions in. We want to hear from you guys. So let's get into the main topic of today then, which is Tony Martial, guys. Tony Martial is imminently joining Sevilla. This is an update from Fab just a couple of hours ago here. Anthony Martial is flying to Sevilla right now, together with his agent, as expected. Loan deal from Man United will be signed in the coming hours. So, yeah, signatures, paperwork, all that sort of stuff going to be done and dusted in the next couple of hours, and he will be unveiled as a Sevilla player for the remainder of the season on loan. So just to clarify the situation, obviously it is just a loan move. They're covering all of his wages, and you know, it's not there's no option to buy, basically. There's no option to buy. He will be returning to Manchester United in the summer. There could be a transfer deal done then, but at this moment in time, it's a loan deal with an option to buy. Yes, so there we go, guys. I mean, see you later on, Tony, as we've discussed. It's not the end of the world for United as long as we go and get a midfielder. At the end of the day, if we don't do that, then we're absolutely bloody dense, because we are struggling in that department. We have obviously, if we're going to weaken our team by losing Tony Martial, we should be looking at strengthening that midfield position. More updates here. Then we've got something else to say. Actually, no, that's the wrong one. Hang on a sec. But basically, so this is the situation also. Martial only wanted to join Sevilla this month. This is reported by Sky Sports. He said that, you know, that was his favourite destination. I think it's mainly because they're doing well in La Liga. La Liga is quite an attractive place to play, obviously. The weather's better than over here. But also, you know, it is a good, obviously, one of the best leagues in the world too. So from that point of view, it's a great move for Tony Martial because he's going to a good team with a good coach who play good football. And for him, it should actually be a perfect situation for him to play football, develop as a footballer, and get back on the right track. Because let's face it, the last year or so at United, or even a couple of years, has not been very good for him. So if you remember, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he had a really great end to one of the seasons, that season where he scored 17 goals. And then he was given the number 9, obviously, wasn't he? And from that moment on, he's basically shat the bed. In all fairness, like, he's really not been very good at all. Inconsistent, I'd say consistently inconsistent is what this man has been. That's all you can really rely on from him. Sometimes he might do something absolutely magical and wonderful, like he did the other day. But most of the time, he's kind of frustrating, and it's kind of, sometimes you see laboured performances out there as well. It's piss poor. So I'm not too bothered about the situation. This was a report from Fab earlier this morning, just to let you guys know. So he said, Anthony Martial will be in Sevilla in the coming hours. Monchi was working on this deal since 2 months ago. Deal sealed with Manchester United straight loan and no buy option confirmed. And he also gave us a little bit of an update on the Jesse Lingard situation also. And he said Newcastle will push again today for Jesse Lingard on loan until June. So definitely some big moves going on for United in terms of getting players out of our football club. Not so much in terms of getting players in. But we are hearing also reports as well that Donny van der Beek is perhaps close to a loan exit as well. So new reports coming out. Let me get the info up in regards to this one. That's not the one. Anthony Martial there. So bit of that's the wrong one. I'm not saved it. Hang on, give me a second. Amateur hour. Saved the wrong one. But anyway, yeah, there is news on. Here we go. Wait a second. There we go. So nice. Right, let me just replace this so you can see the Donny van der Beek information that's just come out not too long ago as well. So this is the situation on Donny. Here we go. Exclusive. Crystal Palace and Valencia have both asked for van der Beek on loan. Donny wants to play. Radnick's reluctant to let him go, but Palace will push. Man United are not accepting any loan with a buy option proposal. They want Donny van de Beek to be in the team for the 2022-23 season. I mean, really? I mean, I don't understand why are we we want him to be in the team for the 22-23 season. He's not even been in the team for the 2021 season or indeed the 21/22 season. So why is he going to stick around to play in the 22-23 season when we've got no assurances that he's going to be doing that? We don't even know who's going to be the feckin' coach. So it doesn't really make sense to me to not try and sell the guy when you could maybe generate a bit of cash if there's interest there with an option to buy. But that is apparently the situation anyway. So he's the United would be okay to let him go to the right team on loan, but we would want him to come back. We wouldn't want to lose him with an option to buy, which is strange to me. But there you go. Let me just ask you guys a question. Actually, I'm going to put it back to you. We're going to get back onto Marcia and cover the latest news on that, but I wanted to talk about Donny here. I want to ask you guys in the chat: Donny in or Donny out? So would you be quite happy to see Donny leave this window? Or do you think Donny in? We should keep this guy between now and the end of the season. He's not been given chances, but he should be given chances. And if he is given chances, he might actually be able to perform. Right, that's the frustrating thing about the whole Donny van de Beek situation. We don't even know. We haven't seen him play for Manchester United much at all. And so he's not really had a fair crack at the whip, to be fair. Hey, Irish Gamer Girl, how are you today? Get in there, you legend. What's going on? A up to yourself. Honey Badger as well. Luke Rogers, Sphinxu. Johnny Gallagher says Donny out. Sphinxu says Donny in. Luke says Donny in, Donny out. Shake it all about. Irish Gamer Girl says in and playing. This is the frustrating thing, isn't it? There's so many chances that he's not been given this season and they've gone to other players like Scotty McTominay or Fred. And to be fair to those guys, they've done okay at times. But really, they were very poor under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season. And there's definitely times when Ole could have played him. The new manager was coming in. You're expecting, okay, well, surely the new manager is going to unleash Donny van de Beek after watching and studying Manchester United's team and seeing how gash-tastic Fred is on the ball and how inconsistent Scott McTominay is too, and how the fact that we cannot control the games with possession and things like that. Obviously, in the last game we did that better, but I'm just talking about in generally for the season. Something which, Donny van de Beek could come in and do for us because he is a good passer of the ball. I don't really get it, guys. I don't really get it. We've got the Dutch Paul Scholes sat there on the sidelines doing jack shit, and we're basically playing the Brazilian Carlton Palmer. It's fucking mad. Don't really understand it, but there you go. So Manchester United's Donny van de Beek situation is there's a couple of clubs that are interested in taking him, one of which being Crystal Palace. Obviously, they're interested in bringing him in for a remainder of the season loan. I mean, I don't get it. I'm not really interested in seeing Donny go on loan, especially to a Premier League rival. It's like we should be playing him, shouldn't we? McTominay and Fred are bang average, in all fairness. We haven't seen enough from Donny. The only thing I can say about Donny is maybe he's just not as good as we think. There's a couple of coaches who've been at United now who both haven't favoured him. Why is that? Is it because Solskjaer wanted to play a different system and didn't think that Donny was a defensive-minded midfielder enough? Is it because Radnick wants to play this pressing more of a pressing game or build towards that, and he doesn't think Donny van de Beek's the right guy? I don't know what it is, but he's not been given a fair chance. In all fairness, guys, he just hasn't. But there you go. Good luck to Donny. It must be frustrating for him. He came over to United with, I guess, the best of hopes, hoping that it would be successful at United and hoping he'd get games, and he just hasn't played. He's barely played. It doesn't make sense loaning him out there, in my opinion. You might as well keep him around the squad. Fair enough if you can sell him right now, generate 25 million or whatever it may be, generate the money, 34 million we paid for him, whatever it may be, generate the cash and then go and reinvest that into a Rangnick style, pressing player or whatever you want, then fair enough if we're actually going to do that. But loaning him out like this, just allowing another team to be strengthened while we're weakening our overall squad, makes very little sense to me, guys. It just doesn't add up. Feels like 10 or 15 games, says Steven Zevon. How you doing there? Jonathan Gallagher, mate, thank you for the €2 super chat, bro. He says he's played 50 games picks. He's been given a chance. No. Has he? Don't be silly, Jonathan Gallagher. He hasn't played 50 times, mate. You're talking guff. Hang on a sec. Let's go look at this Donny stats, mate. Donny van de Beek, if he has been given 50 starts, he probably totals about 190 minutes, mate, coming off the bench for fucking 2 minutes under Ole Gunnar. But that doesn't make any sense, mate. Let's have a look at his stats. Fair enough. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, but but he's unhappy with the situation, guys. So the Express are reporting that obviously he's an outcast and he is unhappy, as Ralph Radnick obviously has not really been facing him. So he does want to go. That is the situation with Donny. He's not happy at all with the fact that he's not being played, and there are obviously big offers coming in from other clubs as well, such as Palace, etc. So that is it, isn't it? So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Let's just take a look at Donny's stats. We'll just try to find them real quick. Okay, so let's have a look at all of his stats for Manchester United here. And these are not going to make for good reading. Not at all, because he's barely played. But when he has played, he's hardly really had any opportunities. So, Jonathan Gallagher is absolutely right. He's absolutely right. He has made 50 appearances for Manchester United. He's absolutely right. 2 goals and 2 assists. He's absolutely right, guys. No way. Wasn't expecting that. But check this out. 8 of them's come in the Premier League. He scored 1 goal. 1 in the FA Cup, 4 in the Champions League, 1 in the EFL Cup, 3 in the Europa League, 19 in the Premier League last season, 4 in the Premier League last season, 4 in the EFL Cup last season, and 6 in the Champions League last season. But listen, I'm sorry, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist studying rockets from the University of Rocketeering to understand that Donny van der Beek, although he may have those apps, he may have those appearances, how many of those are starts? How many of those has he actually started the game? I want to say 5. I mean, maybe it's a few more than that, but it's fucking a handful. Those 50 appearances have been made up from coming on for 2 minutes at the end of games largely. He has had some performances, some games, and to be fair, he's not really done that much at United, but he's not really been given the chances. You know what, though, Johnny, though, it's a fair point. 50 appearances, but they're all just for a couple of minutes, guys. It's not like he's actually being given the proper game time here to, to really, develop and get settled in and bed in and get any sort of chemistry or any sort of understanding with his teammates in the first team. He's just having to do it in training and then coming in sporadically here and there. That's harsh, Jonathan Gallagher, mate. 50 appearances. Do you know what? That's mind-blowing to me, guy. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me, mate. How Donny has played 50 times for Manchester United. That is bullshit. It just doesn't add up, does it? He's barely played. Like, they must just be for 2 minutes here and there at the end. Come on. Fat Chinese Gaming, what's going on, brother? He says, does he even start in FA Cup or even League Cup? Well, this season so far, 2022 season, I would love to know. Let me see if I can find some detailed stats about this, whether or not he started. It's a shame. I don't think I can. Don't think I can. But, in terms of his overall performances, yeah, he's played 8 times this season in the Premier League, once in the FA Cup, 4 times in the Champions League, and once in the EFL Cup. But, I mean, that's just not a fair reflection of what he's actually been given in terms of game time. Listen to this, guys. I found the information we need. Listen to this. So, in the Premier League, are you joking? Guys, this is fucking harsh. This is harsh reading, guys. Listen to this. Listen to this. In the Premier League this season, he's played 8 times. Do you know how many minutes he's been on the pitch? Jonathan Gallagher with a £2 super chat says he played a game, gave the ball away, we lost. Yeah, in the Champions League, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one. And what? That's one mistake. That's one mistake. How many mistakes has Slabby Maguire made this season? Or loads of different players, mate. You can't say one mistake, he should be out the team for good. Yes, I am on early, Chrissy J, just covering the latest news of the afternoon. Listen to these stats. Do you know how many minutes Donny van der Beek has played for Manchester United this season in the Premier League? 68, guys. 68 minutes. Not even a total of 1 whole game. Yeah, he might have 8 appearances. He scored 1 goal. He's played 68 Premier League minutes this season. Can you believe that? That's a fucking joke. And so Jonathan Gallagher with the 50 appearances, that just goes to show you it's all bollocks. Because 8 appearances this season in the Prem, only 68 minutes on the pitch, though, combined. That tells the whole story, mate. That's all you need to know. He's not getting game time. He might be getting appearances at the end of games, but he's not actually getting any game time, mate. Fact. In the FA Cup, 1 appearance for 18 minutes this season. Just coming on at the end of the game. 18 minutes. Champions League, 4 games. He's been given more game time in this one, 204 minutes. So, A little bit more in the Champions League, 204 minutes. In the EFL Cup, he played one game, the whole game. 90 minutes. Nice. Come on, mate. 68 minutes in 8 appearances. What's he supposed to do with that in the Premier League this season, mate? That's shocking. He's quality, says Lewis Sturridge. Absolutely. And if we go back to last season, in the 2021 season, listen to this. This makes for shocking reading too. He played 19 times in the Premier League. This is a bit better, but still only 511 minutes of actual game time out there. Compare that to the Eredivisie the season before, where he played 23 times. So 4 more appearances than he made in the Premier League the next season. Only 4 more, but he played 2,000 minutes of football in that 23 appearances for Ajax. Whereas for Man United last season in the league, in 19, he's played 500 minutes. So it's really, he's not getting a lot of football, Jonathan Gallagher, or anybody that thinks, he's just not getting the opportunities. It's as simple as that. 68 minutes he's played in 8 Premier League appearances, and you cannot tell me that he's had a fair chance. You just cannot. Honey Badger says, average 9 minutes, his girlfriend must love that. Jonathan Gallagher says, what did he do in the 68 minutes? He scored a goal in one of those appearances, Jonathan Gallagher. Do you remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game? He came off the bench and he scored a goal. That's not bad. 1 goal in 68 minutes for a midfielder. Okay, it's split over 8 games, but that's not his fault. He's only coming on for a couple of minutes, dude. He's literally scored 1 goal in 68 minutes of play. You just asked what he's done. He's done that. If that was a striker, you'd be going, that's a decent strike rate. So he's done that at least. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm sticking up a little bit for Donny here, guys, just because after looking at these statistics further, going into it in a detailed way, he is not getting a fair chance. Whichever way you look at it, they might have fluffed his stats and given him extra boost in terms of how many appearances he's had, but he's not actually getting game time, so you can't convince me that he's had a fair chance at this club, I'm afraid. He might not be good enough, but I'd love it if we could actually find out what he needed. Now, I've said this before, what he needed was a good run in the team of, 5 games, 6 games, where he's just given the starts. Regardless, even if he scores a fucking OG the first game, give him another game. Start him for 5-6 games. What's the alternative? You're going to stick with our McFred combo, which is Gash? So you give him 5 games to settle in, to find himself in the team. And if he doesn't, then he doesn't. And there you go. You've weighed him up. You've measured him over that 5-6 games. But he's given a fair chance. He hasn't had that. So I think we've totally mismanaged him. Solskjaer's totally mismanaged him. And Rangnick, unfortunately, has totally mismanaged him. Right, okay. So, Donny van der Beek's situation, there you go, guys. It's a strange one. It's a strange one because we signed him for 34 mil. We had all these hopes and expectations that he was going to come in and do well. He looked like he was going to be a really good player for us because the way he developed at Ajax was good. He's part of the Dutch national team, getting to Champions League semi-finals in that setup the year they did that, etc. And then he comes to United and he doesn't get games. Brady Smith comments, I love Donny. He's arguably top 5 best players at our club. Well, I don't know if I go that far, but I would say in terms of passers who we've got in our midfield who could play in the middle there, he's probably the best at that, isn't he? Fred's shite on the ball. McTominay's a bit better, but still, definitely not a world-class passer. Definitely, doesn't have the same sort of vision as somebody like a player like Donny. Matic is a decent passer, but he keeps it simple. He's not going to be, spraying, threading those long through balls through. Or, he's decent. He keeps it simple. He's decent. Pogba, obviously. Pogba is the best passer of the football that we've got, actually. Pogba on the ball. But he's not fit at the moment. But yeah, Pogba is definitely the one, isn't he? But Donny van der Beek is right up there in terms of actual qualities on the ball, like the way he passes, the way he holds the ball, the control he has, and his vision and creativity. He is actually, that's what he's known for. So it's very frustrating that we haven't utilised that whatsoever, that we've just accepted this mediocre Gash midfield that we've got, rather than giving a chance to somebody like this guy who actually is really, really good on the ball. So, yeah, don't get it either. Radnick's talked about having control of the game and control of the midfield. Donny could give us that, but he still isn't played. Strange one, isn't it? Anyway, guys, do us a favour. There's 73 of you legends in here right now. Smash that like button. Let's give it a good old-fashioned Bacon Brigade. Like Spike! Smash the like button if you're just joining. It's free. Give us a boost up there on the YouTube algorithm. Help us compete with the clickbait charlatans and the corporation channels. Do give it a share around as well on social media, Facebook, etc., Twitter. and all that good stuff. Thank you, guys. Right, okay, so that's the biggest story, guys. We'll get back into the Donny stuff in a moment. I just want to cover a couple of other little transfer bits and bobs. So Tony Martial, we're just waiting for the final confirmation that the official announcement has been made by Sevilla here, but it's expected imminent any time in the next couple of hours. So as you can see, the update there from Fabrizio Romano just says that Anthony Martial is flying to Sevilla right now together with his agent as expected. Loan deal from Man United will be signed in the coming hours. So that's the latest in regards to Martial. Give us a second. I'm just going to make that a bit smaller and put that down there. So you guys can see, if you just join us, what the main sort of things are that are going on. Okay, then. Right, so, yeah, and also a couple of other things I want to talk about, yeah. Vlahovic to Arsenal. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, sorry, it's just funny, though, isn't it? Vlahovic looks like he's going to be going to Juventus at this stage. So we have an update from Fabrizio Romano quickly on that. I just wanted to mention this very quickly because it's just funny. But Vlahovic, Juventus will submit an official proposal in the next hours to sign Vlahovic immediately. Talks ongoing. So Fiorentina, obviously, they said that they'd be happy to do the deal with Juventus if they come and knock in. And Vlahovic is understood to have completely pied off Arsenhollands. So which is no surprise really, because let's face it, they are an absolute North London bottle job company of a club. So, I wouldn't be going to them either. That's, as I've said this before many times, like, it is not an attractive place to go and play your football right now. At least United is in the Champions League. At least we've got, insane world stars in our side, and it's obviously the brand is still one of the biggest in the world, etc. But Arsenal, they have fallen off, and they're not in Europe, and and they're not convincing to finish in Europe this season again. And so if you're a footballer who wants to play at the top level, wants to play in the Champions League, Arsenal's just not a club you're looking at right now, realistically, at all. Primos says, more importantly, what's Pogba's hairdo going to be when he gets back? Man, who knows about that one? I look forward to seeing, though. Bigger club one, says Polar Bear. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Juventus beating out Arsenal to the signature of Vlahovic. It looks like it anyway. They're obviously going to have to submit an offer. There's still just under a week left of the transfer window. €5 super chat here from Jonathan Gallagher, mate. Thank you very, very much for getting in here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that anyway, because it is a player that's been linked with Manchester United as well, Vlahovic. Jonathan Gallagher with a €5 super chat, mate. Get in there, my son. He says, there's a reason more than one manager doesn't rate him pig. Only player I trust. Can we not trust the manager who picks his teams? Okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying. There must be some reason why both of these managers haven't put him in there. You know what I personally think the reasons are? Is that he didn't necessarily fit the systems that our managers, the two managers that we've got now, want to play. But that doesn't mean Donny couldn't fit the style of the new manager that's potentially coming in the summer, though. Because if you look at how Donny was playing, he often was playing the 4-2-3-1 with the two holding midfielders. And I guess he just didn't think that Donny van der Beek was physical enough or defensive enough minded in that position, or, mobile enough to do the job like Fred and McTominay could do. That's clearly what he thought, because he played those guys, right? And, sitting, holding. I personally disagree with Ollie. I think Donny could have done that job and play as a number 6 and just distribute the ball and ping it around and all that type of stuff. But I personally do think that Ollie just didn't think he was up to the task. He played him sometimes a little bit more advanced up the pitch when Bruno wasn't available. We did see that one or two times, once to the left, once in the cam role. And that sort of leads me to believe, well, really, he's sort of a backup for Bruno there. He's a backup for Bruno there, but Bruno's too damn good. He's never going to play. If we never signed Bruno Fernandes, Donny would have been probably playing, in a more advanced role in the hole, possibly. It's possible. So, but he didn't want to play him for those reasons, because of his counter-attacking style with the two holding DMs like that. Piss poor style it was as well in the end. And then Radnick's come in with his it's not gegenpress yet, not at all, but it's hopefully going to be towards getting more to a gegenpress pressing attacking system, in which case he wants physical, mobile midfielders. There's links to players like Kamara, Haidara, players that he's interested in, physical and quick, and good box-to-box players as well. So That's the sort of Radnick player as a midfielder that we're looking for. Athletic, strong, tall, quick, all that sort of thing. Donny's not really. I mean, you don't have to be tall, but Donny's not, right? He's more of a technician. He's slower, and you know, that's what he does. He's a ball player. He's not a physical player. So I think it's just more of a case of, actually, my personal opinion is that the managers just haven't seen him fit to play in the system that they want to play. That's all I actually believe it is. I think another manager would love to have Donny van der Beek in the team if they were playing, you know, like I think Pep wouldn't mind him. Pep Guardiola, say. You know, I'm not saying Donny's going to get into City's team or anything. I'm just saying, you know, he's more of a Pep type player in terms of, you know, the technique, the technical aspect, not so physical, but more of a ball player, you know, that kind of thing. So it does depend entirely on who the manager is, right? So, yes and no, Jonathan. Jonathan with a £5 super chat. I appreciate that though, guys. Let's get a cheeky little soo in the live chat. You are right though. There's some reason that both of these guys haven't managed him. Yeah, shocking. Has only 50 appearances, says Vincent Bullock. Well, yeah, 50 appearances, but as we've just gone into it earlier on in the video, he's made 8 appearances in the Premier League this season, scored 1 goal, and only played 68 minutes on the pitch. 68 minutes he's played in the Premier League this season in 8 apps with 1 goal. You tell me if that's fair. You tell me if that is justified. You tell me if that's 1/5 of his overall appearances of the club. 68 minutes, guys. So don't tell me the 50 appearances mean anything. They don't. 50 appearances doesn't mean jack shit in this instance. It might as well be 10 appearances. Honestly, it might as well be 10. He's played 8 times, 68 minutes in total. Might as well be fucking 10 games. So yeah, it's not a fair time. It's not a fair one, is it? Gaming Sim, what's going on, my man? How you doing today? Get in there, you don. Chelsea's defenders transfer to Barcelona is done, says Blizzard Down. You what? Hey, Sonic Quantum, what's going on? He says, hello, mate. I'm a bit gutted about Martial leaving. Yeah, but it is beneficial for his career. So be it, honestly. Glad he left on a really good note with that pass to Cavani, though. You reckon we'll get top 4 this year? Hey, you're spot on, actually, Sonic Quantum. Fair play to Tony Martial, actually. Let's get some love hearts in the chat for Tony. Let's get some love hearts in the chat for Tony, eh? Because you bring up a good point. He did look committed when he came on the other day. He was trying to get the game won for us. And he actually did impact the game and do exactly what we wanted to do and win the game for us. So from that regard, excellent. And there has been times in the past, you know, I've got loads of fond memories of Tony Martial. Tony Martial scored the goal, you know, remember when we smashed up City 2-0? McTominay with the winner when they shat it goal. He spammed it out at the end and McTominay's banged it from distance. Remember that? Tony Martial scored the first goal in that game. Bruno with the little deft flick over the top, over the wall from the free kick. Martial latches on, bottom corner. Get in there, my son, you know. There's loads of fond memories I've got of Tony Martial, to be honest. So, yeah, I will think of him fondly. I like him as a character. Seems like a nice guy. You know, I don't really know what he's like off the field, whatever, but it seems like a nice guy on it. Right, okay, maybe he's not the most committed. Maybe he does let his head go sometimes. Maybe he does sulk. He does seem like he sulks quite a bit on the pitch to me. But at the same time, you know, he's always been a danger. He's been a decent player for us. I would never say he's been a great player because the consistency hasn't been there. I mean, I'm going to look at Tony Martial's stats right now, actually, and just see what his stats are shaping up like. We've gone over Donny's, and Donny's are so unfair. Like, Donny van der Beek's stats, they don't tell the whole story. It's absolutely disgusting, really. It's disgusting the amount of minutes Donny van der Beek's actually had. He's barely had any minutes at all, so I really do feel for him. But in regards to Martial, that's not the case. Anthony Martial has had lots of opportunities. Let's see how his stats stack up. Not very good, I bet. Let's take a look. So let's have a look on Transfer Market here, and let's go to stats all seasons. Okay, so this season so far, he's only played 8 times. Get this, though, right? To me, it seems like Martial has... This is in the Premier League. It seems like he's not played, right? It seems like he's barely played. Does it seem like that to you? He's barely played this season, right, Martial? He's played 8 times, the same amount of Donny, the same amount of games as Donny. And guess what? He's had 210 minutes on the pitch in the Premier League in 8 games. Donny had 68 in 8 games. Come on. And it feels like Martial's barely played any games, which he hasn't. So how harsh is that on Donny van der Beek? He's literally getting no chances whatsoever. 8 appearances, 68 minutes. Even Tony, who's had 8 appearances, has had 210 minutes. Man, we are doing Donny van der Beek dirty. Hashtag free Donny. We actually do need to. And if we're not going to free him in the sense of playing him, we need to free him in the sense of letting him go and play for somebody else, because all we're doing is shackling that poor guy. I feel for him. I feel for him, man. He's come here with the hopes of playing for Manchester United. He's been sat on a bench for 2 years. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, here we go. So eight appearances for United this season so far. 1 goal, not the best. He's played twice in the Champions League, no goals. Once in the EFL Cup. 4 times in the FA Cup, no goals. So 1 goal in all of those appearances is not fantastic from Tony Martial, is it? And also you look at last season. Last season was pretty damn poor, if you ask me. So he played a few times in the Europa, didn't get any goals, obviously. He played in the Premier League, 23 appearances for Tony last season in the Prem. Only 4 goals, 7 assists, though. Not bad on the assist front. But remember, he was playing as our number 9 last season. He was playing as the striker. So actually, when you analyse that, that's pretty shit. To be fair to that, I don't think he's a number 9. I think he's a winger. I think he's a wide player. I see him scoring goals, creating chances, you know, being a winger. I don't really see him being that striker. So I think maybe we did the wrong thing by making Tony Martial the number 9 to begin with, because he did struggle. Those statistics say that he struggled. He did all right in the Europa League the season before, and he did all right in the Premier League the season before that. Very well, in fact. That is where we were getting excited about Tony. Remember the 1920 season? Ollie had that amazing run of games at the end of the season where we just went on a really great run, and Tony went up top and he was scoring a lot of goals. In fact, in that season, he scored 17 goals and got 7 assists in 32 appearances. You look at those stats, and you can see why, you know, Solskjaer wanted him to take the mantle forward up top there, to be fair. For whatever it is, I don't know what it is then. Maybe it's a mental thing. I have no idea. He's obviously shown great glimpses of quality in the past. Those statistics suggest that. And even before that, going back, 10 goals and 3 apps in 27 appearances in the 18-19 season from a wide position tells a big story, doesn't it? So this is his overall career position appearances numbers, right? So he started 17 times at right wing. He started 168 times at striker, and he started 126 times at left wing. So he has played more times, you know, at centre forward there, but still I consider him more of a winger. Thank you, Aaron, my friend. He says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you, dude. Thank you, everyone who's getting in here right now. I really appreciate you. Over 100 of you legends. We're nearly at 50 likes. That is almost half of you who like the video. We can do better than that. Smash the thumbs up button, guys. Hit the like on it. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up and share it around as well. So also, if you're new to this channel, guys, if you're on catch up later, subscribe to the channel. Get down below in the not live comment section and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed in this vid. Obviously, Anthony Martial, Donny van der Beek, etc. We are covering it right now. So in terms of statistics there, guys, he's had good seasons for us, but it's not been for a while. It's not been for a while. Their current valuation on transfer market of Tony Martial is £28 million. I think that's low. How much do you think Tony's worth, guys? I'll ask you that in the live chat. So he's obviously going on a loan move to Sevilla. You know, there's no fees involved in terms of, you know, like a, you know, future buy clause or an option to buy. There's nothing like that. It's just a loan. But if he was to be sold in the summer, how much money do you think we could get for Tony? Good question. I'll ask you guys in the live chat. Get your opinions in. So transfer market value him at 28 million, but his contract runs until June 30th, 2024. So he's got 2.5 years, 2.5 years left on his contract, which means that, you know, I think Lewis Sturridge is right, to be fair. 35 million, 30 to 35 million pounds. 20 million, he's injury prone, says Big God Bob. Depends on contract, yep. So his contract runs out June 30th, 24. So 2.5 years. Harjiv Walia says 30 to 35 million. Yeah, 30 to 35 million. Martial, a fiver, says Fat Chinese Gaming. Come on, mate, you wouldn't take him at Brighton. Of course you would. Listen to this, though, guys. We say this Tony Martial's still got some trophies. So this is what he's won. You know, let's actually get one of these in there for Tony. Okay, it's not an absolute amazing player for us over the years. He's still done some stuff. He's still contributed. He still has had great moments in a United shirt, definitely. He won an FA Cup. He's won a League Cup. He's won a UEFA Nations League. He's won a Europa League. He's won a English Super Cup, which is the Charity Shield. So, yeah, that's what he's won. That's what he's won, guys. Not bad. Not bad. not bad. A Europa, a League Cup, an English FA Cup, a UEFA Nations League, obviously, with France, and at one Community Shield with Man United as well. So he's won 4 trophies whilst a Manchester United player. Fucking fair play to the lad. Thank you, Aaron. Get those. It's not good enough from United's point of view, though. That's how many trophies we used to win in a fucking season. Near enough. Well, yeah, if you do the treble and get the Community Shield as well. So, it's a shame, but United's not where we're at then, unfortunately. Right, okay. So, Man United outcast Donny van der Beek unhappy as Ralph Radnick faces 2 more transfer exits. So this is a report from the Express this morning, and it reports that Donny is reportedly very unhappy with his situation and has made it known to Rangnick and everybody at United that he does want to leave in this window now. He's not been given any opportunities whatsoever. Obviously, we've just gone over it, haven't we? 68 minutes and 8 appearances in the league tells you the whole story. Ralph Rangnick came in, and obviously now it's even more frustrating for Donny. Solskjaer was having the conversation with Donny in the summer, telling him to stay when Everton came a knocking. We didn't want to loan him out to a rival at that time either as well. Everton were supposed to do well this season, so we didn't want to loan him out, so we kept him, and we were going to use him. That's what Solskjaer, it's understood to have said. They made certain assurances that he would play, and unfortunately he hasn't played any games at all. So if I was him, I would feel kind of like betrayed. Not betrayed, but and then with the new manager coming in and then him not playing me, I'd kind of be so frustrated if I'm Donny. I don't have any ill feeling towards Donny at all. If Donny leaves now and comes out afterwards and does an interview and says, my time at United was hell, I wouldn't fucking care, to be honest. I'd say fair play to him. You haven't been treated well, to be fair. He's not been treated well. And, yeah, okay, he's getting paid a lot of money. He's a Manchester United player. Listen, boo-hoo and all that, and he's the world's smallest violin and all that, But still, from a footballer's point of view, they've got a short career. He wants to play. So I do feel from that point of view. It's like if you want to do anything and you're held back and you're not allowed to do it. If you want to do something, you're not allowed to do it. It's very frustrating. So, yeah, I do feel for the guy. So, Donny van der Beek, he probably will be going out in this window, though, guys, because there is real interest from a couple of teams, one of which is Crystal Palace, and United are understood at this moment in time to not really be willing to stand in his way. He hasn't played. He is surplus at this moment by the seams of it, with Radnick not selecting him either. Hey, UG Outlaw, what's going on, you bloody legend? How you doing? Great to see you in here. Hello. And Sports Further, what's going on, mate? Pig, what's going on? Mute. Sports Further, just chilling, mate. Hope you're doing well. This is like the morning time for me, mate. I'm just coming around, just waking up. Airborne Assassin sources in Germany saying City close to a deal for Erling Haaland for 75 mil. V plus package. Not in this January window, mate. I don't see it happening, Airborne Assassin. I mean, wouldn't it be something if they could pull off a January signing like that? But I just don't think so. I think Haaland is going to move in the summer. And actually, I think he'll probably go to Spain. But City is the best destination for him in a lot of ways, as I've discussed before. Pep's there. They've won a lot of Premier League trophies, 3 out of the last 4. They're a winning team. They got to the Champions League final last year. They're obviously a team that is well-oiled at the moment. So from a point of view of being a player to go in somewhere to win things and play under a successful manager in a successful team and get paid just as much as anywhere can pay you as well, Manchester City does make the most sense for me, for Erling Haaland. Plus, he could be like the next Aguero figure at the club. They had Aguero all that time. He'll go down as a club legend, obviously did what he did. If they could get a player like Haaland for the next 10 years, I'm sure he'd be doing the same sort of thing as well. So it would be horrible if they pull off the Haaland signing. United aren't realistically capable of doing that at this moment in time, I don't think. But there you go. I could see him going to City, but there are reports previously that he's most interested in going to Real Madrid, but you just don't know. And plus it depends who's prepared to pay the money and who's prepared to actually pay the wages, because him and his agent, Mino Raiola, are going to be asking for £500,000 or £600,000 so they can go and finger some grubby pies. That's what they do. Also, just quickly, guys, Dean Henderson is another player that is understood to have made it known that he's not happy about the situation either. He's only played a hand soon. He's literally saving our asses every single week. So from that point of view, there's no way that De Gea gets dropped. So Dean Henderson, he's very frustrated because he's not playing games. This is a World Cup year now. It's World Cup Qatar 2022. What a shit show. But even so, in December, Winter World Cup, what a fucking joke, corruption. But either way, that's happening this year. If you're Dean Henderson, don't you want to go to that? You're not going to go to it sitting on the bench, being a backup, for David De Gea. I'm sorry to say you're not. So he's going to have to go. He's unhappy. If we can get some sort of loan deal for him, that makes sense too. But what is it with United? Just loaning all of our players out, incapable of getting any transfers done. We got to a situation where we're just paying players who just to not even play. So we have to loan them out. But yeah, he's another one that should be loaned out too. Let me ask you in regards to Henderson, guys in the chat, keep or sell or loan? Keep, sell or loan? Dean Henderson, keep, sell or loan? Why is City allowed to breach financial fair play season after season? Cheating bastards, says Primart. Money, 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 money. It's money, mate. That's all it is. Grease in palms, mate. That's what they do. I mean, allegedly, I'm not just going to, allegedly, but fucking hell, a bunch of money swindling bastards, mate. Not only do they cheat financial fair play by putting money through their club from other organisations that Sheikh Mansour owns, such as Etihad Airways, and sponsoring the club and paying for training ground fucking sponsors and all the rest of it, all the other crazy amounts of, we've got commercial airline sponsors, so now we're going to fucking sponsor all the seats in your fucking dugout for 68 million a year. Fuck off. You know what I mean? They're putting it through the books. So yes, we can justify financial fair play because our commercial revenue is big. But no, guess what? It's effectively fucking money laundering, guys. They're just moving it from one asset to another and then cooking the books, basically. They're fucking disgrace, mate. So there you go. That's my humble opinion on the situation anyway. Like, I do think that's why they can get away with it, because they cook the books in a way. Yeah, it might be legal. It might be a loophole to sponsor one company or to put money through to, to whatever it is, sponsor the training ground, whatever, all these different sponsorships they have. The shirt sponsor, all that kind of thing. It might be okay to do that, but really, we know what's going on. We know what's going on. It's like Man City doesn't have the fan base. Man City doesn't have the commercial revenue. They don't have the ability to compete with the top teams in terms of support, in terms of, financial, not financial revenue from the fan base. That's the thing. They've got revenue elsewhere because they put it through the fucking company, right? That's what they do. They cook the books up and put it through City. That's what they do. But their fan base isn't generating anywhere near the sort of money that Manchester United would do, or Barcelona would do, or Real Madrid, or Bayern Munich. No fucking way. They got 2 fans, for fuck's sake. They got 2 fans. They've got to superimpose people into the seats at the Etihad just to fucking make it look half full. It's a shocking situation, really. But it is what it is. They've got the money. They have a billionaire oligarch owner. And, that's it. Sugar daddy. And he just pumps the money in from whichever organisation he feels like it. And then Manchester City put that through their books and they put it down as commercial revenue. And therefore, they can spend money and they still get the revenue from winning stuff now. Obviously, you have to say that their competition revenue is bigger than anybody else's right now. They're winning the most Premier League titles. They're winning the most stuff. So they're generating money. They're generating money now as well from that. The TV deals also. It's not all ill-gotten money. Don't get me wrong. It's not all ill-gotten. But initially, and certainly most of it, is bullshit, guys. Most of it is money that's coming from fucking outside sources, if you ask me. Football with Brownie, what's going on? Says nothing wrong with money laundering, pig, as long as my bank account is involved, says Football with Brownie. You're gonna wish you didn't say that, mate. Have a knock from the old bill one day, lad. Dark by Design says it's Newcastle's turn to spend the money. Yeah, there you go, Dark by Design. That's what they're gonna do as well. How you doing there, Football with Brownie? Anyway, dude. Lily Gamer, what's going on, you bloody legendess? How are you doing? She says, hello, pig and everyone. Great to see you, Lily. How are you doing? I hope you're good today. Anyway, Lily Gamer. Let's get some love hearts in there for Lily Game, an absolute legend. We got over 100 of you in here, guys. Yes, thank you for joining. Drop a like on the video. I'm going to get back into the news now then. So, sorry, you got me going about Manchester City there, mate. They wind me up, man. Bunch of fucking absolute charlatans, mate. That's what they are. New money club, mate. Pisses me off. Anyway, so Tony Martial is going to join and leave Sevilla. Let me just see if there's any latest breaking updates in regards to confirmation from Sevilla or anything like that. Let's have a look. No, there isn't right now. But Tony Martial is flying to Sevilla at this moment. He's probably landed now, actually. Yeah, probably landed in Sevilla now together with his agent as expected. Loan deal from Man United will be signed in the coming hours. That's the latest update. So it's just an imminent signature waiting to happen, basically. You know, they get the things wrapped up, the paperwork's done and exchange, and then he will be playing for Sevilla. So there you go. Okay, so let me get on to the next bit of transfer news. Hey, Rushmano's got a transfer update for me. Hang on a second. Thank you, Rushmano, dude. Let's go and have a look at this. Rushmano, get in there, my son. Hang on. Right, yeah, thank you very, very much, dude. I wanted to talk about this. So we've got some information here on Jesse Lingard. I was just going to get into this. So Jesse Lingard's situation, yeah, there is a lot of movement and a lot of news in regards to Jesse going this today as well, possibly today or tomorrow. You know, in the next 48 hours, Newcastle United are pushing for it. But West Ham have apparently entered the fray now as well. You know, we know they had interest in signing him. Previously, he's played for them on loan and he's been good for them. And West Ham, I'm surprised they didn't come in sooner, actually, in this window to go for him again. But Jesse Lingard is understood to be wanted now by West Ham too. And Jesse Lingard's pretty much going to go to one of these sides at this moment in time. We don't really need him. Let's have a look at this then. We'll have to wait and see, though. But it does look like Newcastle's probably the most likely, I think, just because they've got the money. So, yeah, as we said, Fabrizio Romano gave us an update this morning, said Newcastle will push again today for Jesse Lingard on loan until June. So they are working on it imminently. But just possibility that West Ham might be coming in. West Ham have now joined the race to sign Jesse Lingard. And also Nice over in France are also pushing for a deal for Jesse Lingard, apparently. So Newcastle, Nice and West Ham are the teams that are most interested in signing Jesse in this January transfer window right now. I'll ask you guys, where do you think he ends up? Jesse Lingard, where do you think he ends up? He's already played at West Ham. He's got that experience there. They're doing well. Right now, it's a bigger club, obviously, than Newcastle United. Newcastle United's got some great money, though, and in the next few years, they will grow. I don't know, I can see him going to Newcastle. I think they'll pay him a little bit more. I think they'll pay him a little bit more. Get your votes in, guys. Let me know what you think. Lily Gamer says, how Donny isn't picked over Fred and McSauce is actually unbelievable. I've gone on a massive rant about it earlier, Lily, to be fair. 8 appearances he's had this season in the Prem, Donny. 8. Scored 1 goal. Remember that game, last game for Ollie? Scored 1 goal. 8 games. 68 minutes he's played in total in the Premier League. 68 minutes. Not even 1 full game's worth of minutes on the pitch. Feeding off of scraps. Absolutely feeding off of scraps. It's kind of sickening, really. I don't understand how he doesn't get in there ahead of those guys either. It doesn't quite add up to me. Rochdale says Sim. Newcastle says Shazad. Saudi Arabia says Matata. No toes. That's a good option. He says Newcastle United on loan and then West Ham. Great shout. Yeah, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Let's talk about Jesse's situation then. So, Jesse Lingard's situation is this, really. He's a free agent in the summer. His contract's running down. He can leave on a free to a foreign club in the summer, and he can sign a pre-contract agreement now. He could sign a pre-contract agreement now with a foreign club and leave and join them in the summer. Or he can leave and join anybody in the summer, obviously, and he's a free agent, and he can basically test that free agency. He can get offers on the table, and he could probably get the best contract for himself in the summer. So from that point of view, it makes perfect sense. That's why it's not a transfer or anything. That's why it's most likely going to be a loan. We don't know yet. Maybe there will be a transfer and they'll sign him in January and get him right now permanently. But it doesn't make sense for anybody to do that, I don't think. Jesse's contract's running out. He's in a more powerful position from a signing a contract point of view in the summer. The clubs, certainly Newcastle's point of view, maybe they get relegated. I don't think they will, but maybe they get relegated and then they don't want to have this guy, signed up for that length of time on huge money. So it makes sense for them to loan him and then give him a deal in the summer as a free agent. So in that regard, I could see why it's happening like this. So Jesse Lingard on loan to Newcastle for the rest of the season, I think is what happens. And then in the summer, I think I could see him go to West Ham. I really could. I think if Moyes wants him, if they want to come knocking for him, they might be able to put an attractive offer on the table. They are in a better position right now as a club. He's played for them as well. He's enjoyed his time there. Maybe he'll go to Newcastle and enjoy his time there too and want to play for Eddie Howe. But I've just got a feeling that he's going to end up at West Ham. So Newcastle United, though, for probably the remainder of the season, maybe West Ham is still interested in bringing him in this window as well. That's a possibility, but, we'll have to wait and see. And so, yeah, but in the summer, I could see him going to West Ham. Newcastle is in trouble, says Fat Chinese Gaming. I think they'll do okay, to be fair. I think they'll do all right. They've made some decent signings, haven't they? They've got Trippier. Who else they signed, guys? Wood. Who else they signed? And they're working on Lingard. So, there's a couple of other players that they've been linked to as well, like Diego Carlos, that centre-back at Sevilla, and some other players as well. If they could get some of these good players in, basically what they're going to do, I think, is they've got to themselves adhere to financial fair play, right? But probably what's going to happen over the next few years is that they start to do what Manchester City does and cook the fucking books again, guys, where they're obviously sponsoring this and that with their other companies, their other interests, and just putting money through there so they can commercially generate more money and so they can justify their extra expenditure on players, similar to what Manchester City do. So that's probably what's going to happen to Newcastle in the next few years. But also what I expect them to do is spend big in the next 2 windows and then not spend so much after that. So I think what they'll do is they'll invest heavily at the start now in this Jan window, in the summer window. And then really that's the players that they're hoping to take them over the next 2 or 3 seasons to, the top 6. So they've got to try and sign the right sort of players. And to be honest, they've signed some decent players, people like Trippier, obviously, Lingard. These players can get you up there. They're capable of taking you from, a lower league team to a higher league team. I don't think they're the type of players to get you top 4 or challenge for trophies. No way. But they're definitely good standard players. England internationals, Trippier, obviously, and Lingard too. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good signings. 21 Nick P getting a highlighted member message in here. Thank you so much, 21 Nick P. Let me just remove that so we can see it. He says, happy 13 months. The COVID got me. I'm so in bed chilling. Oh, no. Guys, let's get some love hearts in there for 21 Nick P. Sorry, he's got the vid as well. Nightmare, dude. Absolute guff. I hope you're okay, man. Let's get some love hearts in there for him. And thank you for being a member for 13 months, 21 Nick P. That's fucking awesome, dude. Come on. Let's get a sue in the chat as well. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you, man. And get well soon, mate. That is not good, man. That's not good news. Get well soon, bud. Oh, no. The vid is out there. Watch out, peeps. Anyway, so, guys, this is another big thing I want to talk about today as well. So we do have more information on Manchester United with a player coming in potentially. So new reports come out to say that Manchester United have overtaken all competitors in the race to sign Boubacar Kamara. So we were talking about this player obviously at Marseille. So this is a situation. He's got less than 6 months left on his contract. His refusal to sign a new deal with Marseille as well is basically alerted all the clubs in Europe. And, Manchester United being one of them. There's a report in France a couple of days ago that said that Roma have now come forward to try and get this 22-year-old midfielder to sign for them. But also they claim that Manchester United are still, very much interested. It says that, because Diawara's out of Jose Mourinho's plans at the moment, so they're looking at this Kamara guy. He's now considering a change. But it's claimed that United are in a stronger position at the moment, and we're basically the most likely destination for him to go to. So there you go. But it does seem like the Roma are still sniffing around heavily for this guy. Roma chief Thiago Pinto has had direct contact with Kamara, and he's monitoring the situation at the moment to maybe bring him to Roma. So we're hoping that Man United is still in for this guy. But, it does depend on, it might not happen in the Jan window. It could be one of these signings we're looking at bringing in this summer for a free. So we'd have to go into the January window now and give them 10 million or something in order to convince them to sell him to us now. They would want to do that, I think, though, rather than lose him for absolutely nothing. Surely Marseille would rather sell him for a few million now in this window rather than lose him for nothing. So there's a deal to be done there, guys. This is what's so damn frustrating about United. I just hope that I can see it coming, guys. I can see us signing a big, fat, juicy signing before the end of the window. I can. Not a huge name, not a Declan Rice or a Bellingham or anything like that, no. But, a Kamara or a Haidara or something like that, I could see us pulling off something like that. So, because Manchester United are moving players out of the club right now. Martial's going out on loan. We know that Lingard's going out on loan. Donny van der Beek's got offers on the table to be going out on loan. Dean Henderson's a possibility that he might want to go. So there's still players and there's definitely going to be players going out of Manchester United between now and the end of the window. And for that reason, United are freeing up money. We're generating a little bit of money, maybe with some loan fees and that kind of stuff. But we're also freeing up money from the wages. And for that reason, I think that we will go in the window, reinvest and get a midfielder. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why would you let players like Donny and Martial go if you're not going to strengthen the midfield? And really what we should do is get all of those players I'd mentioned out and off the books. Lingard gone, Martial gone, Donny gone and Henderson gone. And we should sign 2 midfielders. That's honestly how I feel. Now, you might think, oh, we're going to have too many midfielders. Well, we might have for a few months. But if Donny's going, that's one midfielder down. You know, Matic is aging. Fred and McTominay are good squad players, but I don't think they're starters in the team myself personally. Pogba's going in the summer more than likely. So it's like, well, we're going to need a couple of midfielders in the summer anyway. So why not just sign one or two of them now? I can understand we don't want to get two midfielders in now. Maybe we want to make a big signing in the summer. And we just want to get a cheap option in there this Jan. So that's probably what's going to happen. I can see us getting one cheap midfielder. Rangnick's understood to be most interested in bringing Amadou Haidara to the club from Leipzig, but that's not cheap either. 40 million-ish. You might have to pay to bring him in. His release clause doesn't come into effect until the summer, which is £34 million. So, yeah, from that point of view, 34 million euros it might be actually. But from that point of view, United, you know, I just expect us to go and get a midfielder. Jonathan Gallagher says, what two midfielders you want, Pig? Well, you know, what do I want? I mean, in an ideal world and semi-realistic, you know, I would take, I think Rice and Bellingham would be great. On my personal preference, I think Ruben Neves would be good value, though. I think he'd make better sense than getting Rice because, you know, he's still young. He's got the Premier League experience. He might not, you know, be as physical or whatever, but he's a good passer and he's just a lot cheaper. That's what I think is great about him. He is a lot cheaper. And then, therefore, you could strengthen other areas of the team as well. Jude Bellingham. I think Man United should do absolutely everything we can to get Jude Bellingham, mate. Bellingham is this young, you know, he's a fantastic midfielder. He's a fantastic player. And he's really young. He could develop into a very good player in the future. So if the price was right, I think Bellingham would be a great signing. Over the next decade, he could be a fantastic player for us. But other than that, I would go with, you know, my ideals would be Ndidi and, you know, I'd just steal Leicester City's midfield, to be fair, and Ndidi and Tielemans, just take their midfield off of them. That would be my ideal, really. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It's going to be, you know, I think the best we can hope for would be a Declan Rice, but that's not going to happen either because it's just so much money. Maybe a Ruben Neves, something like that. I just don't see us going to spend the sort of money we would need to spend to bring in a Bellingham-type player anytime soon. Then again, I think he will end up at Man United one day. I do think he'll end up at Man United one day. He turned us down once before. I know he was at the training ground. He was checking out the club. He was thinking of signing for us in the past. He signed for Dortmund. I don't see that as a bad thing. Like I said before, he has got ambition. He wants to go and play. He wasn't going to play at United. He's gone to Dortmund where he can play and can develop and play in a good team to a good standard and actually get game time and develop. It's a really good model for these young English players to go and do that, really, because they can stand out more. You look at Sancho, what he's done as well. Yes, absolutely. Aaron says, hope everyone is well. Absolutely, guys. But let me ask you in the live chat, peeps, you know, do you think, smash a 1 in the chat, if you do actually think Man United will end up signing a player in this January window? Smash a 1 if you think that will happen. Bearing in mind these players are going out on loan, etc. Smash a 2 in the chat if you do not think we sign a single soul this window, if it's just a quiet window and we just get players out and nobody coming in. That's been proposed, actually. That's been on the table for Radnick for a little bit, you know, that this is a window of getting players out and we're not expected to do much business. Money Siddiqui with the 1, Ali with the 1, Timothy Young says 2, Sonny says 1, James Zammit says 2, Glyn Curran says 2, Noto says 1, Jordan Lewis says 2, Scott Hutchinson says 1. Very mixed in the chat, so a lot of you guys do have faith in this club that we will sign somebody. A lot of you don't. I'm 70% sure that we're going to sign somebody, but obviously that's, who knows? Who the fuck knows? That could easily not happen. But I do think that Manchester United are selling these players, loaning these players out, is an indication that we're going to strengthen. Why, in the name of all that is holy, would United let players like Martial go, and potentially Donny go, and potentially even Beek go, and players like this? Why would you let all these players go if you're actually not going to do anything about strengthening other areas of the team? It just makes you a worse team. It makes zero sense. Imagine if a couple of our midfielders got injured. I mean, Pogba's already out injured. But what if a couple of our midfielders got injured and we haven't replaced Donny with a midfielder if Donny is going, which we don't know yet. But if Donny's going, then it's the most stupid thing you could possibly do. Yes, okay, we got Anthony Elanga, we got Rashford who can play left wing. It's not the end of the world. You know, Tony Martial's not really going to get a look in anyway because Cavani and Ronaldo and Greenwood and Sancho and Rashford and Elanga and all the rest of it. That's okay. I guess it's not a loss in terms of the overall, you know, the starting 11. But for the squad depth, it is. And so it doesn't make sense to do that unless you're going to go and sign another midfield player. So, yeah. Let's have a look at this. By the way, hang on. We've got another update coming through. Yep. So the Guardian reporting as well that Manchester United's Donny van der Beek, thank you for the update, Rushmano, is a loan target for Crystal Palace and Valencia, just posted 20 minutes ago on the Guardian. So as we were talking about it, yeah, Fabrizio gave us the update, but yeah, Valencia is also interested in taking Donny. That could be a decent move for him, actually, guys, playing in La Liga. I think he'd be great in La Liga. Get a bit extra time on the ball. La Liga in general, it's not as physical. You look at some of the best La Liga sides over the years. Okay, that Real Madrid side was very physical, but the Barca side that had all that success with Messi and Xavi and Iniesta, not a physical team at all, really. So from that point of view, I think that it would probably suit Donny van der Beek because he's not the most physical either. He's just a good technical ball player, and La Liga probably afford him, the good style to be able to show off there, if you know what I mean. So Donny van der Beek to Valencia, I'd probably rather that than see him going to Crystal Palace. But then again, if he's actually going to play at Crystal Palace week in, week out, I would like to see that because then he's going to get the Premier League experience. Then we can actually see how he plays. Then we can actually give him a fair chance because 68 minutes over 8 appearances this season in the Prem is not giving him a fair chance at all. So let's see what he can do, in the Prem for Palace. If they're actually going to play him, I would welcome it. Where would you rather see him go, guys? Palace or Valencia? Is Haidara too expensive? Can't they have him on loan, says Ali? I mean, I guess they could have him on loan, couldn't they? Yeah, if they want to spend, but they'd have to pay a decent loan fee. The thing is with Amadou Haidara is he's very important for RB Leipzig. I don't really follow the German league closely, but from the reports I've read and the current situation and the amount of appearances he's making, etc., I think he's a very, very big, important player for them. Let's just have a look at his stats for the season. But there are lots of talks, like we are very interested in him. The Express, a couple of, or a few hours ago reporting that, we've got shirt numbers free for Amadou Haidara and Boubacar Kamara, like their favourite shirt numbers are free at United. Just little stuff like that coming out now, we'll see. But anyway, Amadou Haidara's stats then. So in terms of how big of a player he is, for RB Leipzig, we've talked about Donny van der Beek's stats this season, only playing 68 minutes. Well, this guy's played 13 times in the Bundesliga this season, 4 times in the Champions League, once in the Cup. 872 minutes on the pitch, 13 appearances, 2 goals in the Bundesliga. I mean, that doesn't seem like he's played most of the games, does it? Let's have a look. But right now, I think he is quite very much important in their team, right? So let's have a look at Bundesliga table. Okay, so they've played 20 times this season so far in the Bundesliga. He's played 13 of them. He started 13 of them, I think. So there you go. I mean, listen, he's a decent option right now. I think he would be a good player because he's young, he's exciting, he's up and coming, he's physical. He's 23. He's already been signed by Radnick once before when Radnick was in charge of RB Salzburg. I think he signed for them. He signed for RB Salzburg, and then obviously he ended up going to RB Leipzig. So, yeah, this is it. He's already been signed by Rangnick once before. That's why I think this is a possible deal, because they've got some sort of, understanding of each other, some sort of relationship there. Maybe it's not an intense manager relationship, but he knows of the guy and he's signed him and he's seen his development. And so from that point of view, Rangnick's very interested in bringing him. And I think from Haidara's point of view, his dream is to play for Manchester United. So let me just show you these quotes. Haidara quotes Man United. So Amadou Haidara has said this about Manchester United before. To quote him, this is a direct quote from Amadou Haidara. He has said this: "My dream club is Manchester United. I will fight with all my strength to one day play for that club." I mean, does it get any more definitive than that of whether he's got the interest to play for Man United or not? He literally said, "My dream club is Man United. I will fight with all my strength to one day play for that club." So, that's the sort of player that I want at Manchester United as well. The sort of player that loves United, that wants to play for United and would relish the opportunity and knows what it's about to put on the red shirt. And it would be their dream. That's the sort of player that I want at United, to be fair. So Haidara in this window is what I'm pushing for, guys. Yeah, Kamara would be a good signing too. And yeah, if we could do Ruben Neves deal, that would be amazing. It's just unrealistic. It's not going to happen, I don't think. But the Hydera deal, I could see that happening, guys. Or, Zachariah's available for 7 mil. I don't understand why we're not going in for him. It's the most ridiculous window from us ever. He's so cheap. He's so readily available. We could go and get him right now for 7 million euros. And then we could sell him in the future for more. There's no risk whatsoever. Anyway, he's played 100. So this is it. So Leipzig midfielder Hydera, he's played well over 100 matches, of course, for Leipzig as well. He's a big established player in their midfield, guys. That's the thing. So the reason I was getting onto these stats, the reason I was talking about it, is because he is a big part of their team, and so they're not going to want to part ways with him easily. So a loan move is probably unlikely. Also, they have got a release clause coming into effect in the summer, so they want to get as much money as they can before that if they are going to let him go in the summer. In the summer, we can go in there, as can any club, and trigger the release clause. But they want to, obviously, if they're going to sell him now, they're going to have to be financially compensated to sell him earlier. Rirang Dichen says, what about Jimmy Garner? Hey, I'd say bring him around, keep him in the squad next season. When he comes back off loan next season, promote him to the first team. Don't start, I'm not saying he's going to start all the time, but I think he's got good talent and he should be given opportunities. So I would let him be a squad player and develop him next season and give him a handful of games, quite a few games. In various cups and all that kind of stuff. I would develop him at the club. I think he's got a good future. So yeah, Jimmy Garner, why not? We've got players at the club who are actually capable of performing to a good standard as youngsters. People like Elanga coming through, Greenwood, still 19. Why not? Why not give it Jimmy Garner? Why not try and blood some of these other players coming through? Medjbry's another good player. You've got Mengi, Ted N Mengi. At the end there, at the back, who could obviously do some good stuff for us in the future too. We're giving opportunities to people like Slabby Maguire. I'd rather see us develop a player like Tenen Mengi, who's got really, who's got some great attributes about him and might go on to one day really be a top player. So yeah, I think United should be all about this as well. It's all well and good going out there and buying players. I'd like to see us create our own players more. Yeah, we used to do that, didn't we? Class of 92, etc. We've always created our own players. And we still do. Rashford, Greenwood, Lingard. But we still do, though. We still do Elanga. There's players coming through. But it would be nice if we did it a little bit more now. A little bit more. We want a few players, a couple of players. I think 2 players should be coming through every single season who are given decent game opportunities. Solskjaer did it a little bit. He gave Brandon Williams opportunities. And, of course, Greenwood developed him. He did it a little bit, but I want to see more of it. I think 2 players should be promoted at least every single season to come into the first team. You've seen Elanga this season. Well, I'd like to have seen Mengi given more games. I'd like to have seen Jimmy Garner as maybe one of them as well. So yeah, I totally agree. I think he could be a good option. Hydera in, says Big God Bob. Right, guys, who's your central midfield signing? Oh, dear. One of them. Okay, then, guys. That's pretty much the latest. Donny van der Beek, loan target for Palace and Valencia. That's the biggest news, really. He's unhappy at the club, reportedly unhappy. Also, West Ham's supposedly interested once again in Jesse Lingard, but still Newcastle United working to bringing in Jesse Lingard on loan for the rest of the season as well. Eric Bailly, guys, I wanted to talk about this. So there is talks of Eric Bailly going to Italy again now. We have to wait and see, of course, on that one. There's things that can fall down on that. He's actually at the Africa Cup of Nations, so it makes it very tricky and difficult. So I'm not too sure if that will happen. But again, he's another player at the football club that's not happy, that is not getting the game time, that's probably going to end up going. You have arrived, Brandon C. What's going on, mate? Great to see you. Hey, No Toes, have a good one, No Toes. Thank you for tuning in, Bros. Appreciate you all for getting in. We're going to have a Q&A at the end of this video now in a minute. So, you've heard me rambling enough. I've given you all the news. I'm going to get into the chat, see what you guys think about it all in a second. But do us a favor once again, smash that like button on the video. Do hit the like on it. Let's see if we can get this one to 100 likes. Smash the like on it. Drop the thumbs up. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, guys. We're on here every single day giving you all the latest United news. We'll be covering the transfer window in its entirety for the rest of it. It's just under a week left. We'll be doing a daily video in the afternoon around about this sort of time. We'll also be doing an evening video about 9 p.m-ish, giving you all the breakdown of the latest evening news and covering the evening's breaking news, because often a lot of stuff does happen, after 10, like it did last night with the news that Tony Marcio was coming out, etc. So get involved for the 9 p.m. show. We'll give you all the latest breaking stuff going on and all that kind of stuff then. But we will be bringing the afternoon show back every day this window, seeing as there's well, there's less than 7 days left, and there's probably a lot of Manchester United news going on. So we're going to give you the latest daily breakdown every single afternoon with the day's news, and then we'll be back on in the evening giving you all the latest daily breakdown of the evening's news too. And if there is any breaking news, of course, in between or earlier or later or anything like that, we'll get on and cover all that as well. So if you are new, do get yourself subscribed to the channel and click the little bell icon like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells, Esmeralda. Right then, so that's basically it, guys. Jesse, potentially to Newcastle. Tony Martial is imminently signing for Sevilla. He's already travelling over there and has probably landed now. AC Milan continuing their pursuits of Eric Bailly, it's understood. Manchester United have not progressed in any talks of signings at this moment in time in January, though. That's the latest from Laurie Whitwell. Rangnick's sort of working with his current set of players, and these are the reports that, there's not that much on the horizon for United. But I just think, in my heart of hearts, with us getting rid of a few players and a few coming in, that surely we're going to make some moves and bring in a player this window. That's what I think. Right then, let's get into the live chat, guys. We're going to have a bit of a Q&A for a few minutes. Have your say, get involved. That's the latest United news. Appreciate you all for getting in. Let's be having you. Let me get rid of this, actually, and move it so we can see the chat. Moved the wrong one. Okay, so we moved that there, guys, so we can see the chat, peeps. Yeah. Get your thoughts and opinions in then. Let's hear what you think about the current situation, who we should be bringing in, who we should be getting rid of, what you think's going on. Basically, what I would just like to say again is hashtag Glazers out. Honestly, because this is just all from a lack of ambition from the top down, this window. This window, is make no mistake, it's a shit show of a window from United. Other clubs are making strides and signing players. We could sign players. We need players. Our midfield shit. And we haven't made any signings yet. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. So, yeah, that's what it is. It comes down to the unambitious owners. Don't forget, hey, Finley McCrossan, how you been, mate? Yes, lad, what's good? He says, don't forget what Tony did for us. What a player. Absolutely, mate. Let's get some love hearts in there for Tony. Like I said, he has been a good player at times. He has done some brilliant things for us. There are some fond memories that I will take of him scoring some big important goals in some big games or creating some moments of magic in this team. And he had a really, really good season under Ollie once, didn't he? Got 17 goals and 8 assists or whatever. He had a good season. He's a good player. He's had good moments. He's just too inconsistent for United, unfortunately. It's time to go. Asher Katana says, on a scale of 1 to 10, will the Jesse Lingard move to Newcastle happen? Yes, I think so. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say 9. I think it's quite realistic, mate. I think he's going to go. Why would United want to keep him if we're not going to play him and pay him 100 grand a week to just sit around? Might as well let Newcastle pay him and play him. And at least, he wants to go as well. He's not getting game time at this club either. So it fits all parties again. So from that point of view, I think, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 that it happens. I don't want to say 10 out of 10 because there's always a possibility that West Ham come in for him or, he ends up staying and going as a free agent this summer, I guess. So I don't want to say 10 out of 10, but 9 out of 10, he's going to go. Ms528, thank you for the £1 super chat, lad. Get in there, my son. Sue! Appreciate that, Miz. Get in there, mate. Nice one. No message, but thank you very much. Playmaker says, Amadou Haidara has the mentality and drive to play for Man United. Those are the types of players you want at your football club. A player who will fight for the badge. Exactly, Playmaker. Exactly what he is. He's a worker. He will work hard for the team. But he also wants to play for United. He's quoted us in the past as saying it's his dream to play for this club. Henrik Kjellman says we got 99 likes. Get in there. Come on. I got 99 likes, but anyway. Football with Proudie says Sevilla will be sending Martial back to United from his loan the moment they see just how bad he is. Oh, no. Doing Tony dirty there. Do you know what? Tony's not that bad, to be fair. He's not that bad. You know what I think's happened with Tony? We developed him wrong at the football club. So there was a really good season where he scored a lot of goals. And then after that, he popped at number 9. You're the number 9. The team's struggling behind him, but you're the number 9 goal scorer. And he couldn't do it. I don't think he is a number 9. He's a wide player, in my opinion. He's better at left wing. I don't think he is a number 9. So actually, I think we've kind of misdeveloped him, if that's a word, throughout the last 12 months especially. So, he did have the potential to go on and be great. But he will never be a top player. He will never be an Henry or that type of player. He just never will be because he doesn't quite have the mentality, I think. I think he lets his head go a lot. He's a classic head's gone. In the games you see him, if everything's not going his way when he's starting these games, he gets frustrated, but not in a good way. Sometimes you see like Cavani, Ronaldo, they're getting a bit frustrated, but they're so fucking determined, you know? I don't see that with him. He's like, sometimes you see him getting sulky, stressing out, you know, stroppy, and not really like looking like, you know, bang on it, you know, like almost it's affecting his game. Like if everything doesn't go quite right on the pitch for him, then he starts to lose interest, is almost what it seems to me. So yeah, there's a few players we've got like that at the club, but I think that he's one of them. So from that point of view, he's not really ever going to be a top player. Big God Bob says, Lingard, 85k a week. What a joke, man. Benji20 says, these owners are a disgrace to this club and care about money and not the future, says Benji20. Polar Bear says, 2 weeks ago we said sell them all. Window is open. Time to sell the entire team, especially after Young Boys lost. Polar Bear, there you go. I mean, there's definitely a bunch of players need to go. No, I can't, Kingface. Henrik Kelman says, hashtag free Donny. Get in there, Henrik Kelman. I appreciate you, that dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, why is the reason that he's not been started or given chances? It doesn't quite add up, does it? To me, it doesn't add up. He's a good player, and he's only played 68 minutes in the Prem this season, and he scored a goal in that time, I might add. So it doesn't really quite make sense, does it? No worries, Big God Bob. To be fair, it could be anywhere up to 100k a week in terms of bonuses and things like that, from what we've heard. Thank you, Account Centre Back. He says, Account CB, he says, Piggy, you are 1,000% correct on the manipulation of sponsorship revenue. It is the single biggest reason I think we're facing financial ruin if the Glazers don't start prioritising winning on the pitch. Dude, 100%, yes. That's all they're really interested in, is generating money for this club. And obviously for themselves in that sense, rather than really truly focus on generating success on the pitch. That's what they should be focusing on, and the rest will fall into place. But really, they just use this as a vehicle to whore out and slap the brand on everything and get as much money generated as possible. Devil's Den says, this is the end of Tony's sad faces. Guys, are you happy or sad about Tony Martial leaving Manchester United? Happy or sad? Polar Bear says, dude, it's the way club operates that has killed off a lot of these young players. Talent, says Polar Bear. Quite right. I mean, I think you might be onto something there, dude. You know, you look at a lot of how the players at United have developed over the last few seasons, man. It's not been the best. Some of them have developed really well, but, you know, Rashford's fallen off recently. Hopefully he can get back onto it. He did score 2 in the last 2, to be honest, but this season he's been poor. Martial's totally fallen off. Wan-Bissaka, you know, hasn't developed well over this season at all. So you're onto something there, mate. I do think that we don't develop the players the best anymore. We used to, I think, back in the day, you know, when we used to have like, you know, Eric Harrison and Brian Kidd and fucking Fergie and all these guys around the gaff. But these days, I don't know, and obviously we different owners as well. These days, our owners and our club and how we prioritise things and how we develop players, youth players, we seem to just buy players now more so as well. We've turned into more of a buying club rather than a club that's developing players. Yeah, it's a shit show. Mengi's on £600 a week, says Big Up Bob. You what? Polar Bear says, I'm sad for the club, happy for Martial, says Polar Bear. Primar says, rather have Manscaped on the shirt than shitty team viewer, says Primar. Mate, me too, dude. A ball-shaving goodness. Manscaped, dude. Absolutely. Use the code PIG for 20% off your order. No, seriously, guys. You know, it's January, it's a new year. If you want to get your love spuds in order, then do make sure you check out manscaped.com. Use the code PIG for 20% off your order. They've got a fantastic shaver, the Lawnmower 4.0, which reduces the cuts and nicks and things like that, and also keeps your love spuds nice and shorn for whoever, for your Mr. or Mrs. You know what I'm saying? For whoever. So, but great technology. They've also got this thing here, which is a ball preserver, you know, which is like a ball tonic, ball deodorant, in fact. Ball deodorant for your balls. They've also got this ball reviver, which is a toner for your bollocks to refresh, give them a little spritz anytime they go a little bit, you know, sweaty and not so nice. Give them a little spritz with the old ball reviver, guys. You know what I'm saying? And they've also just, you know, honestly, I'm not even kidding. They are actually decent if you want to get your bollocks in order. Start off 2022 with manscaped.com. Your love spuds will thank you. Bell 691, you legend, get in. I love doing these Manscaped reads, guys. I love talking about shaving the love spuds. No, you reminded me there, though. You reminded me there. I haven't. Anyway, Jared says, Bottling stream tonight. Excited for the first round draft. Exit, brother, says Jared L. Bottling stream tonight? What's that about? If Man United had a proper midfield, they would be challenging for the league, says Playmaker. Chiali says, I have been sad for a few years concerning Martial. I feel like Mourinho killed his spark. Yeah, good point. I think you might be honest on that. But then again, he actually didn't do too badly. You know, he had his most successful time as a player in some ways because he won trophies under Mourinho. So, I don't know. Next, you'll be saying they've got anti-aging cream for your bollocks, says Vincent Bullock. Well, they do have a new manly scent of eau de toilette, my friend. Bell says, yes, babe, we made it to get a Spud shaver sponsor. Does the weed whacker work on bum hair? Hey, man, you can use it any way we want. I use it on my face, dude. After it's been washed. And I only ever shave the love spuds after I'm freshly out of the shower anyway. So, you know, so it's fine. And it's my bollocks anyway. I would never use somebody else's manscaper on my face. But they're my love spuds anyway. It's fine. Oh, dear. Nice one, Henrik Kelman. Top man. Thank you very much for watching this stream, dude. Harry Maguire's manscaper is lawnmower size, judging by the size of his slab, says Big God Bob. Yeah, he uses a legit lawnmower, mate. Hence the size of his space upper love spuds. Anyway, right. Finley McCrossan says, Martial is our most technically gifted player. Hold up play, composure, dribbling. He has got it all. Hopefully he returns with a bang and proves every hater wrong. Boom, boom. I don't know if you're a hater if you think Martial's not good enough for United. You're right about what you say. Technically, he is very good. But how else about everything else that goes with it? You've got to have the right mentality, the right determination about you too. And, you know, I'd rather have a player who's given it 100% out there and is committed and believes in what they're doing rather than somebody who's more technically gifted but doesn't. It's the same goes for Harry Maguire, Paul Pogba. You know, they might have the attributes, but when it comes to it on the pitch, they don't perform consistently. So from that point of view, I disagree, but I also agree with what you're saying, that he is very technically gifted. I hope you're right. I hope he goes there, revitalizes himself, and comes back and is the player that we hope he would be. So I do agree with you as well. There's good memories like Martial scoring a hat-trick against Sheffield United for the first time since Van Persie. Yeah, definitely, Benji. And getting that opener in that 2-0 win at City that time, where it sticks out in my mind as well. Makes it look bigger when the bush is trimmed down, says Primer. It does indeed. Yeah, it does. Okay then, guys. I'm pretty much going to wrap this video up then, dudes. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. Yeah, we've been going for nearly an hour and a half. I better stop. But I appreciate you all watching. Thank you for joining. Make sure you leave the like on the video before you go. Smash a thumbs up. Share it around on social media. Get your comments in afterwards as well. When this video finishes, come back after it's finished and have your say in the live chat. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Get it down below. Donny, Martial, Lingard, all the rest. Come back after and keep the debate going. Hell yeah, Finley McCrossan. Henrik says, are you aware just how good your shows are? No, I'm not Henrik Kelman. I just come in here and talk about Manchester United with you legends and give you all the latest updates and news. That's all I do, mate. So there you go. I'm glad you enjoy it though, Henrik, man. Thank you for tuning in. And everybody else as well, do drop the like, subscribe, follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out the website for your latest United news as well, where you can read your news, unitedflyinghigh.com. So please do that. Also follow the TikTok, guys. We've now got a TikTok. There's post-match fan cams and all sorts of stuff coming over there and United content. So check out the TikTok. It's one, you know, it's for the kids really, isn't it? Social media wise, it's a younger person. It's a teenage app. That's how I view it. But still, you know, we've got to watch. If you're on TikTok and you're 17, watch it. Peace out there, honey badger. I will do, Vincent, but no problem. Ted Zavala, have a good one. Rewang as well. Henrik Kjellman, thank you very much, bud. Bell691, Polar Bear. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Catch you later, guys. There'll be more Man United news coming tonight. If there is any breaking news between now and then, I'll try and jump on as well. But I'll definitely be on at 9 p.m. With the latest and all the days and evenings roundup of the transfer news, etc. So, nice one, Polar Bear. You get yours done by a professional. Respect, mate. The old back sack and crack, is it? Playmaker, have a great day. Thank you guys for tuning in. That is going to be the end of the show then. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Jonathan Gallagher's having some curry chips, mate, right now. He's just sent me a pic. Nice. Guys, take it easy, everyone. Stay classy. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. That is the day's news. Donny van der Beek is, there's offers on the table from Palace, Valencia, other clubs interested too. West Ham supposedly reportedly interested back in Jesse Lingard to maybe try and steal him out from underneath Newcastle's noses. We'll have to wait and see. Newcastle pushing today to sign Jesse Lingard on loan. Anthony Martial imminently about to join Sevilla. He's about to sign on the dotted line. He's flown over there today, as you can see from the update there. So, yes, that is the situation, guys. There's all the latest updates. United still have some interest in players like Haidara, Kamara. We'll have to wait and see. We'll keep you up to date with all the news as and when it comes. Thanks for watching, everyone. Henrik, Robert, Account, Jonathan, Bell, Polar, Playmaker, everyone. That's it from me. Have a good day, guys. I'll catch you later. And come on, United! Soon!